Okay, I'd like to welcome you all to another one of our co-founder calls on Zoom. And we start these on Mondays and also Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're actually approaching about 10 p.m. right now, Eastern Standard Time. We just got done watching a pretty long video, about a little over 20 minutes long, explaining why the prices of our coins are so high. Okay. Let me share my screen, and I want to do a little thank you to one of our members who's taken upon themselves to do these little write-ups after we do these videos. So let's see if I can find it here. There we go. Yeah, it goes by uh, Cass NWK, and yeah, he's in Europe. I've met him. Great guy. And he looks like someone that could end up being, you know, working with us even in the corporate side of things. So we're examining that right now. But anyway, here's the summary of the video that we just got done watching according to how he put it together here. Summary, understanding pool funding's coin strategy and cash flow model. In this training session, Ace and Justine, of course, that's not the correct spelling, but that's okay, addressed a member's concern regarding the high price and low liquidity of Pool Funding's PFS coin and explained the overall strategy behind the coin structure. Key takeaways from the discussion. Pool Funding is focused on cash flow, not trading coins. Primary goal, to create daily cash flow in USDT, a stablecoin, for members, ensuring consistent earnings regardless of coin price fluctuations. Members make daily payments in USDT to their sponsor and receive 100% commission, allowing them to replicate and grow their earnings. Coins are secondary and serve as a long-term wealth creation tool, not for short-term trading. Short-term trading. Okay, very well written. I might not be speaking it very well, but it's well written. Why are pool funding's coin prices high? Intentional strategy. Pool funding wants high coin prices to slowly release supply and avoid speculative trading. Discouraging outside traders, traditional crypto traders focus on liquidity, volume, volatility, but pool funding coins are designed for members, not outside investors. High prices keep outsiders from manipulating the market or attempting a hostile takeover. Number three, coin structure and long-term value growth. Coins are purchased with USDT, but they are held for 90 days before being released into members' wallets. The value of each coin is based on supply control and price targets rather than external market forces. Current price targets, PFI for the $1 pool, $500,000 per coin, PFB for the $10 pool, $1 million per coin, and PFS $100 pool, $2 million per coin. Number four, establishment phase and future growth. Low liquidity and low daily volume are normal during pool funding's early establishment phase and do not impact the system's effectiveness. As pool funding gains momentum, interest from outsiders may increase, but by then the ecosystem will be strong enough to maintain internal control. Like boom, just put a big circle around that and highlight that. Okay. Final thoughts. Pool funding is not a traditional crypto investment platform. It's a structured system for daily cash flow with an additional wealth building opportunity. Members should focus on earning daily USDT payments, knowing that their coins are a bonus for long term financial growth. This strategy ensures stability, security, financial independence, and for those participating in the pool funding ecosystem. Bottom line, think cash flow first, wealth creation second. Stay patient, stay informed, and let the system work for you. Wow. I don't know why this thing didn't get more, like, you should have got a whole bunch more hearts and thumbs up. You guys maybe should go in there and do that. So well done there,
Powerful.
from our friend here, Cass. And I'm sure he's going to do the same thing for this video when it's put onto the page. Like, he's been doing it for the last few of them, and spot on. Well done. We're really happy to be working with him. All righty. Okay. So, what do we want to do next? I want to make an announcement now, and that is I am show and tell here. Finally, this information is finally correct. Okay. So you see here, I've got about 6% of a coin that's worth about, roughly $2,800 last time I looked at it. And so, if you do the math, that's going to come to $169. Okay. This number was too low before. Okay. And the reason why it was too low before was it was including the slippage factor. Like, if you go and try to sell 6% of a coin all at once right now, you're not going to get $169 out of, right now. You know what I'm saying? The slippage is going to kick in, right? But people don't care about that. This is more for marketing. People want to have, numbers that's simple, right? What is the price of the coin times, how much coin are we holding, right? Simple multiplication. That's what we got here finally. Okay. It's also true here. Okay. It should also be true in the sense that any kind of any kind of amount that you're accumulating on a daily basis should be using that same simple formula. Okay. Without factoring any kind of slippage in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the deal, guys. We finally got it through to the programmer what we actually want. Are you guys happy about that? You guys happy that we're going to get?
Yes.
Oh yeah, bring it on.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, it can be quite significant if you look at my $100 example here. Yeah, I've spent $8,800, and I'm holding over $15,000 here. That's pretty darn cool, right? And I've got about 3 more days to go, and then I'll start seeing these chunks come out to me here, right? So,
It's way cool.
and what's interesting about, if you look at this, even if you go to the $10 one here, um, I've spent, $1,100, okay, and right now it's saying my holdings are currently about $700, okay. I've already received about $80, right? Which is knocking on the door of what I paid for it. But then again, I've had referrals giving me positive cash flow here. You know what I'm saying? So even in what I would consider what we've been through in November, December, January and February, I would consider that to be kind of like, the worst case scenario. Oh, the price went down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you look at the price here of these coins since November, right? Price went down. So how does that affect those of us that are, accumulating these coins? Well, it's still dollar cost averaging, right? So even on a falling price, you do have coins here until they get sent to your wallet, right? Um, you know, you that are high, and as the price comes down, so low, and then you end up doing usually better, even when the price comes down. But imagine getting to our targets and how these numbers will change, how like huge these numbers are going to be over here once we have a $500,000 PFI and $1 million PFB, right? And a $2 million PFS. Imagine how big these numbers are going to be, guys. Okay. When we're not experiencing the worst case scenario. So my point is, even in the worst case scenario here of a falling price, right? Let's see, is that, I want to go here. PFB. PFB. So like if you go from November, so November we were kind of here, about 100,000, and now we're, bouncing around 20,000 over here. So that's a falling price there, right? And if we go to uh, that's PFS, which this actually started in December, right? So basically, this was all done on the first day. That's day number one right there. All that green, that's one day. Okay. And then it's been a falling price since that day. Okay. And so even in this like worst case scenario, we're coming out looking good. We're coming out looking pretty darn good. Okay. Uh and when you look at the whole, the whole picture here, the fact that you're cash flowing, I mean, that's the most important thing. The funds received, most important thing, because that means if this thing's anything bigger than zero, you know what I'm saying, you're doing something right. Okay. Because the pool funding way is you should be receiving, but you do need to have some referrals, right, for that to be the case. You got zero referrals, and that's probably going to be a zero. But even still, if you look what you put in compared to what you're getting, and then the potential what that could turn into, just look, just because it says this today doesn't mean that's really what you're getting, right? You get whatever you wait to sell for, right? So you're the one that determines when you sell. So obviously you're not going to sell $731. You're going to wait till that's like 70, 80, maybe 700 or $800,000, right? Before even considering selling, based on where we're going in the long-term wealth creation, where we're heading. And if you want to get an idea what that's all about, take a look. For sure, watch this video. Okay. Competition. Okay. Traders have a competition mindset. Okay. You take 100 traders, put them in a room, watch what they do for a year. You might have two or three that are happy, and the other 97 are going to be not so happy at the end of the year. That's the nature of competition. Okay. Whereas collaboration, if we all work together, we make this happen, and the fact that you can buy paid signups and all that, okay, means that anybody will be able to get referrals. So that's not going to be a reason for them not to get the cash flow. So through collaboration, we put 100 people together and say, after a year, they can all be happy. Okay, everybody can be happy. Okay, so watch that video. But the potential here is huge, guys. I mean, if we're looking at it, less than 3,000, so we're somewhere between a multiple of 250 and a multiple of 166 on a coin valued at, what is it right now? 2,800. So that's pretty close to 3,000. 2,800. So 2,800. So that's, maybe it's like 175, right? Right? So if you take $100, okay? You take $100, you buy $100 of PFI right now. Do it now. $100. Multiply that times what it's going to be worth when we hit a price target. Okay. 175. Whoa, I've got to back that up. 175 equals. Okay. Think about that. Would you rather have $100, a month or so from now? Or would you rather have $17,500, guys? What do you want?
175,000.
Okay, so you need to put $1,000 in. Okay. Right. So on $100, it's 17,500. But if you want 175,000, put $1,000 in, and there you go. That's what we're talking about. That's huge. That's gigantic. Okay. So all that potential is there, and we absolutely must get to our price targets, because this video right here, this is all about, okay, think about it. This co-founder video and the word down here, the word collaboration, they actually are talking to the same people, okay? The same people, okay? The co-founders. That'd be you guys, by the way. Okay, collaborating together so that at the end of getting the bonus, okay, for every coin that you're sitting on, we're going to add to your pile of coins. We're not talking about price targets here now. We're talking about a pile of coins getting bigger, going from 1 to 11. If you add 10 to the 1, you got 11, right? Right? That is an awesome bonus. Okay? It's a beautiful bonus. Okay? So you're going to want to accumulate. There's a strong incentive because of the co-founder bonus. There's a strong incentive for us to achieve all of our price targets, 500,000, 1 million, and 2 million. Okay? Strong incentive. But not only that, guess what's going to happen, guys, when we get PFI to $500,000? Guess what happens at that moment?
We're going to the beach.
Well, yep, maybe we will go to the beach, but I want to be relating this to the money side of things, and that is that,
Sorry.
yeah. So what's going to happen the moment that we reach our price target of 500,000? A new price target will come in. I can tell you what it is already. Would you guys like to know what the price target is after we hit 500,000?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
$750,000.
Right on.
Okay. But we also will kick in a floor. Okay. And what will the floor be? Will it be $10,000? What's the floor going to be?
500.
More.
100,000.
The floor is going to be 250,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, we'll have a $500,000 spread there, right? So 250,000 to 750,000 once we hit the price target. So let's take a guess here. Let's go to the 1 million PFB. If the price target is 1 million, what's going to happen when we hit it? What will the new price target be?
1.5.
2 million.
2 million.
2 million.
Yeah, 2 million. Yeah. Well, we could go 1.5. Either way, it's gonna be measured, right? Probably 1.5. 1.5. So the 2 million would turn into 3 million. That makes sense. Yeah. So 1.5 for PFB and 3 million for PFS, right? But we'll set those new price targets and we'll fight to get there. Okay. And the idea is to avoid going to the floor, right? If we go towards the floor, it's okay as long as we don't go below the floor. Does that make sense, guys?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because if you watch the information on this video here, it explains very, very carefully that if we go below the floor, those days will not count towards your bonus, right? So that puts the responsibility not just on me, it puts it on all of us, doesn't it? Right? Again, back to the word. It's all about collaboration. Why is collaboration important? Because we're not just interested in making 2 or 3 people happy through a competitive, contest here. We want a system that produces daily cash flow for all of us, 100% of us, every one of us, right? And for those that struggle with referrals, we got a solution. It's almost finished. Okay. And when I get this thing done, you pay for it, you'll get the sign up the same day. Okay. I'm so close. So close. All right. So I hope I've made everything extremely clear now that I've done an explanation of the explanation about why our prices are so high, right? Did I do a good job? First of all, I need to know, did I do a good job?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
very
did.
cool.
An explanation of the explanation, right? All right, and it's being recorded here. Okay. Now,
Very-
so hopefully, David, your hands up for something that's relative to the subject today. I really hope so. Go ahead. Now's your turn. What's on your mind, buddy?
So a couple of things. One was that person that made the analysis from being so knowledgeable about crypto, but that's crypto as usual, not crypto like how we do it.
Yeah.
It's like saying I know about cars, but all I really know about is Ford. I don't know about Rolls-Royce, which just because I know about Ford doesn't mean I'm going to be doing very well to take care of a Rolls-Royce or whatever. I mean, it's totally a different thing.
That's true.
And so it was kind of ignorant for him to not know about what this actually is versus just assuming it's like everything else in crypto, and
Well,
he's losing out on himself.
we're happy that they have an open mind, right? So it's quite possible that the person we're talking about is actually here on the call with us right now, David. So that's a potential. There's a few names here I don't recognize. I think they're from the Philippines. So I'm not sure how I'm not sure how the end of the story happened, what happened there, but I got the impression from Justine that the person sending the request for information to Justine was very happy to get a clear answer. Is that true, Justine? Maybe she stepped away. All right. Anyway, so that was the last I heard from her on that one. And yeah, people trading crypto. Philippines is definitely one of those countries where you find a lot of crypto traders. There are plenty of them here. They're looking for any kind of way to get ahead over in this country, for sure. The spirit of the Filipino cannot be brought down. They call it Pinoy power. So, all right. All right, so we got Hunter, our host. Got your hand up today. And by the way, congratulations on your 1 year anniversary inside of Pool Funding. You got your pizza hat on for that, I suppose.
Yep. Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
And one bit of a finer point I want to make on the idea of the coins not going to the floor and why we want to prevent that. And if that ends up happening, if we do end up getting close there, I can imagine at least a few members here will see that as a great opportunity to buy some up in the open marketplace.
Well, I
Because
have a
I
separate
kind of,
idea to address it called the plunge protection team. So I've talked about this before, but you'll be hearing more about the plunge protection team coming soon, very soon. We'll be talking more. And some of you are ready for that, ready to be a part of that. So thanks for
right,
bringing that up.
and there's absolutely that, but there's also people just of their own accord just deciding to buy some more based on their own self-interest. So in that way, acting in your own self-interest actually serves to help the community in some fashion, which essentially helps turn this into a reverse of the tragedy of the commons in some cases.
What's great about this is that we're not basing this on the principle of sacrifice.
Right,
We're we're
right,
we're we're actually basing it on the principle of those that have the means to take advantage will be able to take advantage. So for those that are already within means, they're going to be quite happy being a part of our community in the early stages here, for sure. They'll be
right.
part of that plunge protection team and all that. And quite frankly, if you take a look at the vision of pool funding, you're going to want to think like, what's pool funding going to be 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 100 years from now, right? So, of course, this is all based on the idea that we're still using money, by that time, you know. Uh, but you know, if you take the last 100 years, you say, okay, we were using money 100 years ago. You can say perhaps we'll still be using money 100 years from now. But there could be other ways of doing society. I'm just pointing that out. But as long as there's a need for some sort of a bottom up structure to uh, solidify the sovereignty and freedom of the individual in mass. As long as there's a need for that, there'll be a need for pool funding. Okay. So as
Makes
long as there's
sense.
a need for that, we should be here and we should just get stronger as each passing year goes by, because that's the intent. If you want to get down to the bottom line, what's the intent of pool funding? And that is that we get to a point where we fully recognize the sovereignty of the individual, right? We've done a great job recognizing sovereignty of nation states. Okay, that's cool, right? Or even the royals, have been recognized as sovereign. But once everybody kind of wakes up to what they are, they realize that individual sovereignty is where it's at. You really can't fully express yourself in what you're supposed to do while you're here. as long as you're bound up in some bondage of some kind, that no matter how you want to, slice and dice it, it is some sort of a bondage that we're under as long as we're not recognizing the individual sovereignty. And I think mankind should mature out of that, out of that bondage, into pure, total freedom found inside sovereignty, individual sovereignty. Comes with responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility, right? So, Spider-Man quote. All right, back to you, Hunter.
So you essentially hit the nail right on the head as to what I was going to say. And
I took the
I
words
just
right out of
want,
your mouth.
yeah, something like that. So again, to just reiterate, when the coin prices are going down, that's a sign to buy because you're on sale then. Act in your own self-interest. Fill
Buying
your
on sale.
hands, fill your bags, and be as subtle as a bull marching through a china shop that sells that sells industrial grade fireworks out the back.
All right. Love it. Love it. Love your quotes there. Love your sayings. You're a great guy, Hunter. You're really appreciated in the community. We've got a few others that have been here with for a year. I'm just curious. Let's open up the chat right now. How long have you been in pool funding? Okay. How about each of you answer that? 1 year, 1 month, 2 months, whatever it is. Just think about it. Put that in the chat. I'm just curious. So we got Hunter 1 year. So for everybody participate that way, be great. 6 months for Paul Thompson. All right, out of the UK. Doing great, by the way, Paul. Karen has been since June. Okay, so was that 9 months? Now they're flying by here. Rosalie 7 and Joanne 4. Okay, 4, 6. Scott 6. Brett 6. Richard 3. Chris 3, Frank 2, Lisa 1 year, 1 month. Let's see here. Joe 34 months. Okay. August. I bet you're saying 3 to 4 months, right, Joe? Something like that. Okay. We haven't existed for 34 months. And then August I started for Brett. 11 months for Prakash. Mike 6 months, Greg 11 months, and also Gregory is celebrating a year anniversary with you, Hunter. Gregory Jones, 1 year. Ed 10 months. David, he has to think about it. Okay. Joe 4 months. Dell 10 months. Susan is a little over a month. David Wati almost 3 months. Sherry Anderson 4. Noel 1 month. Catherine Ayers 9 months. And Ken 53 weeks. Way to measure that, Ken. Okay, great. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. What a great group of people. You know. The this is coming together. I know sometimes it seems like it's a little slow, but only because we're poking and looking at it every day, things that you poke at every day, they're very incremental. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, this is a new addition to my wardrobe, right? So, I ended up deciding to get like a sports watch or a health watch, whatever you want to call it. It's
Who's the maker?
measuring my steps. Vivo, VIVO.
Okay. Yep. Very good.
Yeah. And of course that's your business, isn't it, Gregory? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Vivo.
Well, not specifically watches, but health.
I ended up getting the phone to go with it, right? So I got a phone here. It's actually on a charger. But yeah, it's measures my steps, my pulse and my sleep and everything, So yeah, so I'm paying a little more attention to things I normally wouldn't, but about time. I I live life with much gusto, but I'm at a point now I gotta pay attention to certain things. I noticed the stairs are not the same as they were a decade ago, you know. So I want to get back to the point where stairs are no problem, right? Stairs are easy. So I'm making some changes, some positive changes in that regard, because I'd like to see pool funding go on at least 50 more years, and I'd like to see it with my own eyes for the next 50 years, how it goes on and on. You know, because I think we're going to do some great things. So there's a long vision here, guys. It's a long vision. I want to be around for the length of it. Okay. So that's what we're into
There
right
too.
now. Go ahead.
I want to be there with you too.
Yeah, I do. I want you to be there too, Brett. Absolutely. You know,
We all do.
even if it requires a miracle, you know, whatever it takes, you know, I'm open to miracles. I've witnessed so many of them. So I feel so blessed. Anyway, so guys, use this video, the explainer of the explainer of why our prices are so high. Use it too. It's going to be a good one, so people can get a sense for our community. We are in this together. It's not the power of one; it's the power of us, right? As much as I try to be powerful as a leader, you know what I'm saying? I realize that without you, what's a leader with no followers, right? With nobody, you know, going their way, right? So without you, I'm not much of a leader. So thank you for being you and for being here and for showing up and for gathering more and bringing more. As you can see, we've got new people here as well as people who've been around for a while. And of course, this is just a slice of our whole community. We have even more people. You know, we got thousands of people in the community, but you guys are the strongest or the most intentional that keep showing up. So, and you're going to be the first ones to turn, you know, pool funding into millions of dollars. That's just naturally how it works, right? So those that really, you know, show up consistently, not only are they most deserving to be the first round of millionaires that pool funding creates, but you know, you will be the first round of millionaires that pool funding creates. And I'd like to see pool funding create millionaires like Ford creates and builds pickup trucks. Okay. Oh, mass produce millionaires. Let's do it. We can make that
Right on.
happen. All right. I love it. You guys have a good day. We'll go ahead and wrap it up now. So everybody just unmute. We'll say bye for now. We'll see you tomorrow
Bye
at our
for
opportunity meeting.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye for
Great
now.
meeting.
Good night, everyone.
Great.
Thank you.
Great
Everyone.
night.